Alright, it is Amity yet again with day 2 of Inktober. The prompt today was weave, and so I kind of redid one from the previous year that I think was like, it might not have been weave, it might have been like thread or some prompt like that. But it was basically similar to what I drew here. Still very kind of different, but that girl honestly looked more like a scene girl than this one does. With the poofy hair a little bit. And was also in AC of Blood, because she was basically the Weaver of Fates and had a bunch of like little tiny people in her like string thread things. Yeah, and I kind of carried that over to this, just without the Sea of Blood. Yeah. This might be one that I might illustrate larger at some point. Maybe I'll do it digitally, maybe traditionally. I tried to use that brush pen I was using in the cat one. I think I'm very out of practice with that, so it's not as detailed or nice as I would like it to be. Something, I almost wanted to give up using it, but I do very much like that pen. Also, it's such a small format. I feel like that kind of affects it. And just like practice and skill issue, to be honest. But like I said, we're just trying to do just do an illustration for all 30 prompts. That's my goal. Even if they suck, we're gonna do it anyway, because sometimes it's okay to make, it's always okay to make art you kind of consider like, maybe that's a little shitty or not as good as you would like, stuff like that. Because in all honesty, somebody might like it, or maybe you'll look back at it like 5 years later, maybe even a week later, and you'll be like, hey, this actually didn't suck as much as I thought it did. Yeah. So there I'm giving her a little bit of a crown. Oh my god. Yeah, it's not a very detailed crown, but I tried. I'm using I believe it's a Micron fine liner. I think I was using 0.5. I still have some of those that work. Some of them don't though. Which is annoying to figure out. I used a blue pencil lead thing to sketch it out. I honestly, maybe I should have used red, but I kind of like the coolness of it. I've noticed I don't really try to erase the blue and red. I probably should, but I kind of like it. And like I said, we're more, in a way I kind of view this as more of a practice kind of thing, instead of, like I said, trying to do full-blown illustrations and burn myself out. I'm trying to have as much fun with it as I can, while I can. I gotta work on my hands. One hand, I think is actually pretty decent. The other one, I feel like can't really tell what's going on that well with it, but it's also weird because she's like, in the reference I was using, she's like weaving, kind of like a knit weave thing. I almost drew like a loom, because that would be kind of, I feel like, more accurate, but I didn't want to do that, to be honest. I would have to, draw a line. I had a cool idea for it, but I don't want to do it on such a small scale. I could do what I did in high school and actually in high school I had a watercolor painting that I stitched shiny embroidery floss into, which is pretty cool. I liked doing a lot of mixed media stuff. I still do. I don't have as many materials right now, or the space. It's really, I don't have a lot of space for traditional art or sculpting. I think if I had more room for it, I would do it more often. It's also something that I have to set up to record, and I'm trying to record my process more and stuff like that. But yeah. I feel like you'll be able to tell when I start working, because my nails, I know they don't look super nice, but dude, look at them, they're actually long for once and not broken off. You're probably gonna be able to tell I started working when they're short, because I do manual stuff, like boxes. But I don't know, I'm not gonna have to be tearing up boxes as often. I'm gonna be doing the opposite. Instead of opening boxes, I'll be stacking them. I don't know, we'll see. I need to paint my nails. But yeah, completely off topic, obviously, but we're just kind of chilling, we're just kind of talking. Yeah, so I lined it, did all that, and then I come in You can see my mic right there because I hit it and I moved it. Look at me. We come in with a very light color. Honestly, maybe I should have went darker. I haven't mastered markers yet. I think in the past, honestly, I've been better at using them, but it's like an out of practice thing. And I just don't have a lot of them at the moment. But yeah, so you just see me doing like a little bit of shading, and wow, look at that, I showed you closer. Yeah, and sometimes the blue kind of, I think it's just the paper, it kind of bleeds in to the marker, but it bleeds in kind of well, like I don't know, like it doesn't bother me, typically. It's not like if I was using a mechanical pencil. Yeah, ooh, and then my giant Sharpie. Love my giant Sharpie, my king-size Sharpie. I think I didn't end up actually using it though. I was gonna do a black background, and I was like, nah. And then just my head right there, and that's me testing to make sure markers work, or if I like them. I didn't like the gold. To be fair, the gold Posca pen, I don't know, like, has like a, kind of like a baby shit tone to it sometimes, especially if it's older. So I did not go with that. I went with this bright Posca pen red. These are all some things I've just had for a while. Honestly, it was too bright, but I still went ahead, because, you know, it's too late already, like, laid down half of it. And I did, like, a layer of that. I kind of wanted a more blood tone, and for the life of me, I can't find all my red stuff. Had red ink, dark red pens, stuff like that. Ooh, I want to see if there's a red brush pen. Kind of like the black one I have. I feel like that would be cool, and I want that now that I think about that. And a blue one. Maybe I could draw some cool stuff. I don't know. Maybe it only comes in black. Who knows, man? I gotta get better at using it. I need a thinner one, I think, too. And like an actual felt pen. That's like longer. Kind of like a calligraphy pen. Marker thing. I don't know. Whatever. We'll go shopping for materials next year, maybe. But yeah, then I added it to the little cloth she was knitting. It kind of makes it where you can't see all the lines, but then you kind of can. It's like semi-transparent because I didn't go over it multiple times. You kind of see it drying in a way. Then I was like, nah, that shit ain't dark enough. So then I went in with a dark red. And I was like, that looks more like blood. That's what I want. Blood. For the blood god. Yeah, so then I just, you know, redid that whole process. It is kind of cool to see, it's kind of cool to watch myself draw. In a weird way. Like, sped up a little bit. This one, I think, took me a little longer. I think it was like 30 or 40 minutes, so I sped this one up too, obviously. And there's gonna be a few that only took me 10 minutes. And I won't speed those up. Those will just be as is. Honestly, with the, like, my Procreate videos, like, if I could, I don't know, I wish there was options for how you recorded it. A little bit different. Like, I stretch them out, but it kind of messes up the quality, I feel like. And it doesn't really, it just kind of seems like lines appearing and not like falling. I don't know. I wish I could record it differently, so it'd be at the pace I wanted it instead of like a minute for a 2-hour thing. I feel like that makes it hard to edit to make it look more smooth. So I have to stretch it out. I feel like when you make it shorter or speed it up, it's smoother than if you were to make it slow-mo instead. But I could be wrong. That's just what I see when I edit my Procreate videos. Yeah. So I am going in with my, I think it's Pentel. Let's see. Is it on my desk? It's not, it is. It is a Pentel, it just says Pentel, and then it says GFKP, and I don't think that's what it is, and then Japan, and then it's a cool pen, okay? I like this pen. I have 3 of them, because I kept losing them, and then I would find them. They take a little ink cartridge, so you can keep refilling them. which is nice, you know, that way you don't have to like waste too much stuff. I just misplace things, so that's why I have 3 of them. And sometimes the brush will get messed up if you're not careful. It's kind of hard to mess it up, but also not. Like if you were to jam on the cap wrong and catch the bristles, then it could. But sometimes I'll use those broken ones for different effects. Like I said, it's just been a while. I have one kind of Japanese calligraphy pen that's all messed up, but it kind of looks cool if you just like make it more messed up in the background. But yeah, so there I am lining stuff. My hand was kind of shaky while doing this. I don't know why. Honestly, I don't have the most steady hands, which kind of sucks, because you would think I would. Also sucks because some people are like, oh, you should be a tattoo artist. I'm like, I don't know, because I could train my hand to be less shaky. It's not always shaky, it's just, I don't know, performance anxiety, I guess. I don't know. I think it's a confidence thing. I don't know. Maybe it is a genuine thing. We'll find out. You know, if I ever somehow do become a tattoo artist, you didn't hear me say any of this. Yeah. So then, you know, I'm just kind of cleaning up, kind of making it more messy. Honestly, looking back, I thought I failed at this, but I think it actually turned out okay. Honestly, I could have put more details in. I'm kind of afraid to do full black hair. I didn't want her to have black hair anyway, but thinking about it, I need to do stronger I need to get better at black, and just doing stronger shadows and kind of that comic book-esque style. I think I should learn how to do that. It'd probably help me with clothes and stuff. I don't know. Also, the problem with that pen is you can't do marker after it because it will smear it. Whereas the fine liners, most of them discovered later on, not all of them are waterproof. Which is stupid. I feel like they should just be waterproof, and I don't know which ones are which, so fun. But yeah, and then I add little details, and I'm like, that's good enough. And maybe I add something else. Maybe? No, I think I'm done. I stare at her. Oh, and I'm just like, tiny little people. Because she's weaving fate. And then I realized my Posca pen was very large. And then all my white pens suck. So. Wow, look at that. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this Inktober video. I will bring you another one tomorrow. And yeah, ignore my giant ass head in the way, as it is. Yep. I'm not too bad about that, but I did. But look, I'm like, wow, look, I have 2 drawings. But there it is, finished piece. The finished piece. I said that worse the second time around. Yeah, you can see the lines in the background and stuff, but I kind of think it's a cool texture anyway. Yeah, I might draw this bigger, or paint it. I used to do a lot of watercolor, and I haven't done that in forever. I used to use, started with watercolor, and then I used mark wash, because I liked it. But yeah, have a nice day. Have a good October. Don't die or nothing, and if you're also doing some kind of art challenge, let me know below. Yeah, I'd love to see your work. I know you can't post pictures on YouTube, but, you know, show me where to go. I'll go look at your stuff. Anyway, goodbye. Have a nice day, and blah, 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 don't die.